And here to teach us how to shop it is Bruce Sellery. Okay, Bruce, how can we make the stock market a little bit less intimidating because we look at it and we get scared?
Remember, it's just shopping. Right?
Okay.
People like to shop, so a little knowledge and a little experience makes shopping much easier.
Right.
I had this recipe for something that included star anise. So I go to Chinatown, I walk into the market, and I know it's a spice. I don't know where the spices are, I don't know how to do it. And this guy looked at me, and I think he thought I was going to fade like onto the ground and die. He said, "Can I help you?" He took me to the star anise. I bought it. I went home. And the world did not stop turning. It was totally fine. So a little knowledge and a little experience.
What knowledge do we need?
Number one, what is the stock market? It's a market. It's like the farmer's market. It's a place where you can buy or sell things. The second piece of knowledge is why. Why do you need this? And the reason why is at some point in the future, you're going to need money to put groceries in your fridge. And if you just put your money under your pillow, inflation is going to eat your lunch. So you need something in which that money is going to grow. And over time, the stock market's going to grow, 6, 7% over time with lots of ups and lots of downs. But that's your vested interest to learn more about this.
So it's a special kind of marketplace, and you have to know how to buy and sell there. How do you buy on the stock market?
Well, you don't need to be going and opening up a discount brokerage account. You need to know that you could buy actual stocks, which is like baking from scratch, right? You could get the yeast and the eggs and all that. Or you could buy a loaf of bread. I think most of us are just going to go buy a loaf of bread for the most part. You can buy a retailer stock. You could buy a bank stock. You can also buy things inside of what's called a mutual fund or an exchange-traded fund. And this gives you a diversified set of stocks inside this one thing. And you don't have all your eggs in one basket. See what I did there? Good,
I see what you did there. I'm living for the analogies today. Okay, talk to me about what funds maybe we should be looking at to have.
So I'm going to oversimplify it like I would oversimplify the food guide.
Do it.
On your plate, you need some protein, you need a carb, and you need fruits and veggies, right? When it comes to the stock market, you need some Canadian stocks. You need some American stocks. You need some international stocks, and you need some fixed income. So the super simple rule, 20-20-20 of Canada, U.S. and international, 40% fixed income. It's just a starting point, but that gives you a sense to say, I don't have to learn everything. And almost no one needs to add in crypto and cannabis. You don't need that. You don't need star anise in every single meal, right?
Right. Okay. So just because it's hot and trending doesn't mean you have to go out and buy them.
You don't need it.
Do you need a financial advisor?
It depends on your temperament, it depends on your experience, and it depends on the stakes. So if you're sitting on a couple $1 million, it might be more important than if you've got $10,000, you're young-ish, and you're saving for retirement. It's like going to Holt Renfrew and having a personal shopper. You might need that if you've got the income to have that kind of outfit. But if I'm going to buy a cheap Timex Indiglo watch at some store, I don't need a personal shopper for that. It's very, very simple task, and I can do it by myself.
But you do have to, it's like trial and error.
It's trial and error.
You do have to get in there and start playing a little bit.
You totally do.
How do you do that? Like, what are the first steps to getting on, and how do you get the stock market experience that you need to feel like a pro?
Okay, first, you ready?
Yeah.
Open your investment statements. Right?
Oh, that's
a lot of people,
a good start.
They arrive in the mail and they're like, I'm just going to put this over here. And they don't even open it up.
Once again, I feel attacked.
I know, you do. I'm coming for you, Moore. You open it up, and if you work with a financial advisor, you ask them some questions. And what is so amazing to me about how we are about investing in the market is we add a layer that is the most disempowering thing we could possibly do. So if you didn't know how to repair a dishwasher, you'd go on YouTube and you'd figure it out. You'd have no baggage about it. You just don't know, and then you're going to find out. With the stock market, people don't know, and they make this seismic leap to say they're stupid, they will never understand it, they really should have listened, earlier at some point in time. It's this one area where the taboo, it just colors everything.
That's true.
So I think it's one thing that we're just going to learn a little bit about. You're going to take a book out of the library, you're going to watch our Cityline segments, because we've been talking about this for years, and you're going to educate yourself in a way that doesn't add that disempowering layer that you should know. Why should you know? Why should I have known what star anise is? I didn't. I went and found out. Super simple.
You just say suck the judgment right out of it.
Just suck the judgment
it's just another thing to learn. So when I started dabbling, it was actually Al in studio. He was like, I was like, he was like, this is the app you need. And my husband was telling me the same thing. And I was like, okay, now what? And he's like, bring your phone into the studio. I'm going to show you a few things. And it's not that complicated, but it is taking away the judgment and the fear and this whole idea of, why don't I know it? If you don't know it, you don't know it. It's okay. Maybe just start dipping your toe in and learning.
Dipping your toe in. And you can go on some of those apps and play around a little bit, but the level of knowledge you need to be successful on the stock market is so small. It's really, really small because you're not taking big risks. You're not buying cryptocurrency or all these wacky stocks that are moved up and down. You're going to buy boring, conservative, exchange-traded funds or mutual funds, and you are going to sit on them for decades and do nothing. And you're going to just squirrel it away and watch it grow. And then when you're 60, 65, 70, you're going to go, oh, wow, my 27-year-old or 37-year-old or 47-year-old self sure was smart.
That's right.
Hooray for me.
Hooray for all of us, because we got Bruce Sellery.
That's right.
Thank you, Bruce. We now understand the stock market a little bit better, or at least we feel